Hello, you're listening to ReedyGeeks, a Walt Disney World podcast. My name is Andrew, and I'm joined today by the reigning Mouse Kings champion with a Dole Whip problem, JJ.
Oh, two classics at once. I love it.
I was going to say, I'm bringing it back, bringing a callback.
And the sock scalper outside of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Sean, making a lot of money on those wet socks.
Wait, he's selling the wet ones?
Right.
No. They have wet socks.
This wasn't
He's
my
selling
business
the dry
idea.
ones.
At a nice markup.
Okay.
At a nice markup.
That makes
Yes.
a lot more sense.
Yeah, you made it sound like I was collecting the wet ones and somehow exchanging
Drying them.
Money can be exchanged for goods and services.
In today's episode, we break down our MySpace top 8 live entertainment jobs in Walt Disney World with special honorary guest Mike from the Backstage Kingdom. Hey, Mike.
Hello there.
Woo!
Oh, thanks for joining us, Michael.
Hello there, my friends. Good to be here. Now, hi, everybody. So nice. I was doing my drunk Obi-Wan for them beforehand as a microphone test. Thank you for having me. You guys reached out. Nice to do some fellow East Coast representation. I'm happy to be here. I mean, this is my specialty. This is the stuff that I obsess over. So happy to obsess over it with the rest of you.
Excellent. We're so
Heck
glad
yeah.
you're joining us. And we're going to need your expertise on some of this. So
Some would call
really
it
looking forward to
hyperfixation, but you know.
Yeah.
that. Why not column A, column B?
Talk to my therapist about that. We'll see.
All right. Well, today on ReedyGeeks, we've got a very special episode to make sure our MySpace top 8 of the best live entertainment jobs of Walt Disney World is as spot on as possible. We've invited an expert in the field. Joining us as honorary geek is Mike, better known as the Backstage Kingdom. He's a creator on YouTube and TikTok who highlights the world of live entertainment in theme parks. And we're excited to have him here to help us build that list out. But before we jump in, let's take a moment to get to know our newest honorary geek and his work a little bit better. So, Mike, I guess we'll start at the beginning. What came first, your love of theater or your love of theme parks?
Well, it's kind of a little of both. I grew up with musical theater in the household, but then my first trip to Walt Disney World was when I was 9 years old in 1995, a peak year for the Eisner years. Disney MGM Studios was a fresh 6-year-old park at that point. The Magic Kingdom was close to celebrating its wonderful 25th birthday, where it was going to change itself into a giant cake. And
Who could forget?
who can absolutely forget those interesting choices that they were going to make over the next several years. But it all kind of clicked for me the more I heard about the fact that employees were called cast members, and that when people were working, they were on stage, and that the entire sense of everything was meant to be, theatrical, because I was that nerdy kid that got like the Imagineering books at 10 years old, and I was the one who was watching all the behind the scenes episodes on Disney Channel and on Discovery Channel and the Travel Channel and all of those, every time there was a special that talked about, like, this is how these things are made, and we're talking to Joe Rohde and his giant ear thing that's hanging on him, and we're going to. I still don't know what that is, and it gets bigger every time.
You can see it progress over the ages.
I think at this point it's going to become part of Pandora. It's just going to progress into an attraction on its own, and I think that's what they're making in Disneyland. It's just they took a piece of his ear and just let it grow. So yeah, it all felt like a performance to me, from the way that they write their ideas, and then they craft them, they mold them, they build them, they treat them like set pieces. They call their uniforms costumes. Like, everything felt theatrical from top to bottom, and it translated so easily to me that it really just kind of resonated. Imagineers and a lot of these people who were involved in the creation of this stuff, 99% of them all had theater backgrounds. So there was so much of that integrated into it already. And then, finding out that Walt's original Imagineers for Disneyland were just his artists and his filmmakers that he just took over and said, hey, let's figure out how to make a theme park. And they were like, sure. Yeah.
No one said, this isn't in
it.
my job description.
But none of them were. It's not like he got like engineers and stuff all the time. He just got like, hey, Mark, do you know how to make this? And he was just like, no, but I want my job still, so I will do this.
I will figure it out.
I will figure it out. But yeah, and it just kept like, it made me more appreciative of every single time I went afterwards. Of, even though I knew it was forced perspective that made the castle look bigger as I went closer to it, just knowing all of it and how it was done made me like just marvel at it that much more, because I was still getting tricked by it. And that to me is just like such a magical thing about theater as well. When you are immersed so much in the performance of it all, you get captivated by a great show like that. But then for me, I growing up, I wasn't like a roller coaster kid that much, and I wasn't really big on drops. Eventually, I got like into it more, but I loved seeing all the shows. So that was really like the thing that I loved seeing the most, and that's what really got me always wanting to go. I wanted to see the characters. I wanted to see the Streetmosphere performers. I wanted to see the parades, the musicians. That was always the thing that I was just like, yes, my people.
What was your favorite show?
Citizens of Hollywood. Every time.
Oh,
every time.
Yeah,
and Star Wars Weekend. When the original run of Star Wars Weekend at its height, when there was a show, which I will eventually do a video on, called the Hyperspace Hoopla.
Yeah.
Which is an infamous show nowadays. They would never do it again. Ever.
Well, you had like Darth Vader twerking or something like that.
Exactly.
Right?
Like, it's just, it is one of the most insane shows that every single Star Wars fan loved seeing. It united fans, and you would never see it again.
No.
Uniting Star Wars fans?
It was like, in my opinion, it was the last time that Star Wars fans had fun together.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Or liked Star Wars.
Yeah. Who knew?
Imagine liking the thing that you love.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, now they would be way too scared about like ruining the IP or having it look bad.
Exactly.
And
yeah, it's different when you license it. Now that you own it, you gotta like protect it.
You gotta protect it. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I mean, you have to provide the shareholders value with your $10 billion movie franchise. So,
well, I still have a fear that I may have had a butterfly effect on the entire thing, and it's because of the time that I was there when the new Star Tours opened. So, at the time, I was working at Animation Courtyard, and that was the area where Voyage of the Little Mermaid and Magic of Disney Animation, before it came the Star Wars Hub, and then will become Magic of Disney Animation again, and Disney Junior Live on Stage. So it's that little square area. Now, the VIP entrance for tour guests come in and out of this little corner area, but that's also where cast members go for break, and the cafeteria entrance, which is the cafeteria that's right behind the Brown Derby restaurant, is also located there.
Okay.
And so was my shift's break room. So it's all like kind of in this little hub. So I went back there a lot and would see a lot of very rich people walk back and forth from that area. So this was when Star Tours: The Adventure Continues opened. It was the brand new version, the 3D version with the multiple, endings and everything. I had just been there the day before for the cast member preview, went on every single incarnation I could possibly have seen. Got like so dizzy from the 3D effects that were absolutely unnecessary to this day. And I had to be there very early for crowd control. And I was almost late, which was very scary. And I had to be there for 2 hours, and then I would get my 15 minutes for break. And I was like, okay, I know that I can do this. So I'm there for 2 hours, making sure nobody cuts across or tries to sneak past, because there's a whole big celebration pre-show that's happening on the stage in front of the big hat that was there at the time. And they had this whole video that they shot where, oh no, the Star Tours is being taken over by the Empire, and what's going to happen? No, and it gets saved, and there's this whole sequence and pre-shot stuff, and they shoot off fireworks. And it was very cool. Didn't see a lick of it because I had to be over there. So I get my, the rotation slip that says, okay, you're on your break, and I'm half awake. I go over to grab the door for. I still can't believe that this happened. I go over to grab the door to open up the cafeteria, and who walks out but none other than Bob Iger and George Lucas.
Wow.
I opened the door and immediately turn into a guard from Buckingham Palace and basically just stand upright as tall as possible and just hold that door open for them and let them proceed. And I just said, Mr. Iger, Mr. Lucas, have a wonderful day. And Bob Iger looks at me and goes, thank you, Michael. You can call me Bob. And I look at him and go, no, sir, I can't. And George Lucas and them just walk, and they have a small chuckle. And in my head, I'm just going, I just saw the face of gods.
Yeah, right.
as I walk in and grab a coffee. This was in 2011. 1 year later, it's August of 2012. And my friend sends me an article from Hollywood Reporter. Disney buys Lucasfilm for $4 billion. And it was the day after I moved back. And he just messaged me, Mike, what did you do? And I said, no, what are you talking about? I don't understand. And I read the article. And it's Iger talking about the whole thing. It's yeah, well, a year ago, George and I had this nice sit-down conversation at the Brown Derby where we had a handshake agreement about what the future of the franchise would be and how we could take care of it. And I was like, a year ago?
Wow.
Brown Derby? Oh my God.
You were in the room where it happened.
I was at the end of that conversation. I opened the door for the end of that. If one thing went wrong in anything that I had done, I may have, depending on who you ask, turned it terribly or saved it. I don't know. What? If anything, you can thank me for Galaxy's Edge.
There you go.
Okay, good.
Well,
At least
maybe
the
you
stuff
said
you like.
I'll thank you for Galaxy's Edge. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
The butterfly effect is because of me. It just, good Lord. I to this day, I still cannot believe that happened. And just being there moments from history, afterwards.
Yeah.
The timing of it all was insane.
that is absolutely incredible.
And it's probably the Buckingham respect that you showed him. That,
Right.
George Lucas
What
was
else was I
like,
going
yeah,
to do?
this guy.
It's my boss's boss.
Okay, now, boys, if you just stop carrying on we just might dedicate this next song to y'all.
Well, let's turn our attention to your channel, your videos.
Sure.
How do you see yourself in these videos? Is it more of an educator or an entertainer? Or edutainment?
Edutainment.
Edutainment. Well, yeah.
Yes, I am the living embodiment of Epcot, of what once was. Now, you know what? I think both of those can be combined to just being a storyteller. like that whole thing of edutainment. There was the Spaceship Earth has the whole story about communication and how really all human, evolution is done through storytelling. It's the most, ingrained thing in every human being. We learn through stories. We pass stories down from one generation to the next. With the videos that I do, I just try to provide a story of, things that maybe people don't necessarily know about, in a niche of, a world that not, people always tend to see videos about rides or about the history of rides, and a lot of great channels have really cornered the market on it. I mean, like Defunct Land is probably one of the best ones out there that everybody knows. Theme Park Expedition, even offhand Disney and Disney Dan, like a lot of them like do just these great, really like focused videos about rides and, or opinions about rides or things like that.
Even outside of like Disney, there's guys like El Toro Ryan doing things about specifically roller coasters, but no one's doing theater.
And all like the POV videos that you see, and like stuff that even goes into the analytics of roller coaster businesses and things like that. And, I wanted to do something that spoke to me. And for me, it was the performances and the theater side of theme parks and kind of theme park adjacent theater that kind of has that vibe to it as well, that doesn't really get focused on or spoken about as much, because especially nowadays, I think that entertainment, live entertainment especially, has lost its luster because the parks themselves don't necessarily want to invest in it as much. Universal lately, in Florida, especially with Epic Universe, they kind of have gone back to thinking about like the immersive side of just having people around and giving it life and really like feeling like this is a land that you can see anybody at any time and feel like you're in that world. But that's what it also used to be like, in Magic Kingdom, where you would see the people who live in Main Street USA, or any of the Adventureland guides, or a cowboy character at Frontierland, or some, like there was some sort of physical representation of these things that made you feel like there was a kinetic energy to it all. All the things like had purpose. Now there just is way too much focus, in my opinion, on packing people into things that don't necessarily, I think it's the culture of maybe people aren't as wanting to see live performances as much. But I feel also that's just because it's become a learned behavior because it's not surrounding them as much. So
yeah,
that's why I'm trying to like show like these things exist and they have existed for a while, and I want to celebrate the ones that still do it or did do it, or maybe you didn't even know about it.
Mm-hmm. It's really exciting that you're tackling something like that. A lot of that is completely understandable. Like they're so worried about. I made a joke about providing shareholder value, but there's not a focus group for something that's like, I'd rather watch the guy that does the little magic trick on Main Street than go on the e-ticket attraction and wait for 2 hours on that.
Right.
They realized they could sell you a lightning lane for that, and that pays for that ride. And if you're not doing that, then go into one of our merch stores and buy some merch. Like they're trying to hold you in places that are monetized. Yeah. And they can't monetize paying a legitimate actor a wage and doing all this stuff. It's sad that's what's happening.
Or even that there's not, like, everything needs to have analytics, right? Everything has to have a metric. Yeah. And so it's hard to judge how many people enjoyed and watched this performer versus how many people rode this ride. They know exactly how many people rode that ride. Right. And that they can defend. They can, they have the analytics on that.
Right, they're not exactly giving out comment cards after the Pirates of the Caribbean show outside of the ride every time you see the kids gathering and they talk to Jack Sparrow. They're not really taking,
Yeah.
polls on how'd you enjoy that.
Yeah, but the other
Yeah.
thing is also like there's work to be had. And they have
Mhm.
the people who want to do these
Yeah.
performances. There are
Mhm.
very talented people out there who not only can write these shows, but know how to bring about a great show and can perform said shows. And that cut cost that always became a thing that is truly unforgivable to me in the late 90s that happened and just continued to happen, slashing after slashing. If you want to have the magical moments, why are you taking away the one-on-one experiences that can happen at any given time by people who specialize in those kinds of interactive moments,
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it's going to turn around because they did this summer the Cool Kid
Yes,
Summer.
and so refreshing because there were so many original characters and there weren't none of them were IP based.
I went right in the beginning of it, like the first few days of Cool Kid Summer. I just happened to be, that was my trip this year down. And it was so refreshing to see these characters in little one-on-one moments. And granted, I'm talking about big major meet and greet characters like Sleeping Beauty. We're rope dropping Remy. We're in France and Sleeping Beauty grabs the little kid's hands and starts walking with her. And the mom is about to cry, and it's such a cute little moment. And it's so easy for them to keep doing that.
And I think the Star Wars Hotel kind of gave them that, hey, people really do like this. Maybe not at that price point, but people do like this.
Yeah.
There was so much of that could have been salvaged and reworked if it wasn't a hotel.
Sure.
If it had just been a premium immersive experience, they would have just been able to continue it. I think that, but that's a whole, Jenny Nicholson already did the 4-hour video on it. We don't, no one needs to do another video on it.
So we should do a 4-hour podcast on it.
I would not even attempt to if I tried. Trust me. No one has done it better. No one should even try.
Yeah, that was great.
But that's the thing. It's just another thing is that get completely gutted was the art of the pre-show. Performances that happened before the performance, or the things that were there to entertain crowds while they were waiting in line. There used to be this comedic bellhop character that would walk around the Tower of Terror. And
oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they would joke and juggle and do all that kind of stuff. It was themed to the area. And then you would see that person, that same performer, do a different kind of act before Phantasmic went on. And they had a whole mic'd up type of show. Gone. There used to be a juggling act that they did before the beautiful Hunchback of Notre Dame show that used to be there. There was all of these different things that entertained before you got entertained, so that you weren't just sitting and waiting. It was a constant flow of keep the smiles on the faces by giving them something to watch. And then and you can't justify it by saying it costs too much when every year you're saying record profits projected. That's I'm you can afford to pay more actors. You can afford it.
Right. I say that, but I mean it in more of a tongue-in-cheek way. They're refusing.
Yeah, they absolutely.
They're not. No one's hurting for money. That's signing the checks at the Walt Disney Company.
I like when they do the special stuff that's seasonal, when you see, the ghosts that are hanging outside of Haunted Mansion during the Halloween season. That's fun. Why not do special things like that throughout the year, but at different, there's so much opportunity to make more immersive experience with live performers. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I'm looking at when I look at the things that I look forward to. But also I've been now getting reached out by people that I've done videos on. I had Dapper Dan, who from California, reach out to me, who saw himself and several of the performers he's worked with in a video I did. It's just been cool to see, like, when I did a video about Dungeons and Dragons 20-sided tavern, the producer of the technology that they use in their show to interact asked if they could actually use a clip that talks about the tech on their official website. So it was like, wow. Oh yeah, I would love for you to do that. So it's just been fun to be able to kind of like make these kinds of different connections and know that like people appreciate that I'm appreciating the hard work that they're putting out there.
Oh yeah, and you can tell when you're watching your channel that you put a lot of effort and heart into talking about these former projects for these productions and stuff. Can you tell us quickly what your current project is? A little bit about that.
Yes. Well, I've gotten into a little bit of a pickle with this one. Well, today, the day of we're recording here, I was supposed to put out the first episode of an entire deep dive into the lore of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, which, for those who don't know, is the in-universe Disney parks worldwide lore of a secret society that interconnects different rides, including Thunder Mountain, possibly Haunted Mansion, even the Oceaneering Club on one of the Disney cruise lines, the Jungle Cruise, Tokyo Disney Sea. But then I got this letter from the Hightower Group, and don't know what that's all about, but apparently they're telling me that some sort of like legal mumbo jumbo about cease and desist of, you shouldn't be discussing things that you don't necessarily understand, or shouldn't be putting lore out there that isn't, I think they're trying to scare me, to be honest, because I think I know something that they don't know. So
you're onto
I'm
something,
still being encouraged by my fan base to put the truth out there. So you watch yourselves there. Those videos are going to come out whether you like it or not. So be on the lookout.
My God, I'm so excited.
Now I can't disclose my sources. I have to keep them under secrecy. But the public knowledge that's out there, I'll tell you. You think you know, but I've learned some things, my friends.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait. That's something that is so interesting to me. Like, we've spoken a little bit about Trader Sam when talking about his grog grotto before.
It goes so deep. And
I know his grotto has a lot of background in the world of the society itself.
We trust you'll release the files.
Yes. Yes. How inappropriately appropriate.
Yeah, we're gonna take that out.
No. Are you gonna just are you focusing on the background story specifically, or are you tying it to the rides in the parks as well?
I will say this. This is the first kind of like all like kayfabe aside, like this is the first kind of like metafiction series that I'm kind of doing that is both a real deep dive lore and also something a little bit extra. So this has been fun, and I'm working with a few other TikTok Disney creators that are making a couple of cameos. So you'll just have to watch and see how it all plays out.
Oh, that is great. I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, I'm calling it Beyond the Sea.
Oh, nice. I love that.
Nice name.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Something we have that we typically do with our guests is to have a Lightning McQueen round, where we'll ask you some of your favorites, right? And we'll just say something like, this isn't on the list, but favorite table or favorite bench to sit at, right? Something random.
I mean, I already know.
As random.
And you're talking to a guy who's been going since he was 9 years old and basically was going consistently even while he was working there up until 2012.
So now I got to know, what's the favorite bench?
Oh, it's clearly the stoop on what was used formerly New York's street in the back lot.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a great spot to watch Mulch, Sweat, and Shears, who had a wonderful live performance there.
So we'll just say them, and whatever comes to your mind first, that's what your response is. All right?
Got it.
Favorite park?
Hollywood Studios.
Favorite ride?
Star Tours.
Favorite resort?
Art of Animation.
Oh, nice. Favorite transportation method?
Monorail. Mostly because I know how to do the greeting in the voice mimic. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténgase alejado de las puertas.
That's great.
We're using that. We're just going to clip it out.
Honestly, to this day, that is still my that is my highest viewed clip on TikTok.
Wow.
Favorite sit-down restaurant?
Sci-Fi Dine-In.
Favorite quick service?
Casey's.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, no, wait. Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, okay. Favorite bar?
I don't really drink, but because I will say because the last time I really did it was the Tequila Cave.
There you go.
Oh, that's the best. That's a great answer.
But it's the
La Cava.
last time I drank in Walt Disney World. So,
and then let's close out with one more. Favorite snack?
Oh, yakitori ice from Japan.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Yeah, kakigori, excuse me.
Interesting.
Okay, so let's get into our main segment of the podcast, and that is our MySpace top 8 best live entertainment jobs at Walt Disney World. And since Michael, you're the only one who's actually held an entertainment job at Walt Disney World,
technically.
you're gonna definitely be helping us out here. So we do our MySpace top 8 because it's too easy to do a top 10. We got to make it a little bit harder with just having 8, and we also need to show our audience our age by
I was just going to say
MySpace,
Referencing former social media.
none of us are
glory.
named Tom, so
No,
I mean, he's our friend, so
automatically.
he's everyone's
What a
friend.
move, by the way, to make your own website and then just be like, I'm everybody's friend now.
And to not have a full-on shot of you, like a front shot, like a side
Same
shot.
picture for 30 years. just like, hey.
Is Tom a grandfather?
Who knows?
No.
We each have our honorable mentions, and these are jobs that did not make the final cut, but that we individually really felt like needed to be mentioned. So mine, I'm gonna go in season right now with the Boo to You parade, and those guys with the shovels that spin around, and they got they have the sparks that come out of the shovels. Yeah, they just seem like they're having a lot of fun, and I always like when you're acting and you get to like kind of be mean or scary. I always feel like that's got to be really fun.
But not
a little
so
inside
scary.
baseball on that one. When it's the Halloween parade, the performers love it the most because, for the number one reason, we don't have to smile.
Yes. Yes. Like the
Also,
Tower of Terror. So Sean, what is your honorable mention? Now I got myself mixed up.
Now he doesn't know the word.
Honorable mention.
For me personally, it's the stormtroopers in Galaxy's Edge. I think being a stormtrooper, anyone who likes Star Wars can relate to wanting to dress up like a stormtrooper. And the way they get to just walk around and just be kind of a big dumb stormtrooper. You know, you get the silly lines, and you don't really have to take it too seriously, and you could still have a pretty good time interacting with like the guests and kids and stuff.
Yeah, you get to like lightly bully somebody. But why this didn't make the list, I would not put this on my list because I don't want to wear the costume in Florida heat.
Oh God, no! You're 20 minutes though in that thing, and there's a reason why you walk a path like pretty quickly, and also you're essentially like Star Wars Abbott and Costello in that bit. Like you're just you're just going by roasting people and then just calling each other like doofus on your pre-programmed sentences.
Michael, do you have any background or knowledge on how they talk? Like, is it a voice synthesizer?
It's all gloves.
Oh,
so
really?
They have an entire like training on how to activate the certain phrases. So when you see them holding their blasters in a certain way, they will be activating, different phrases when they point in certain direction. Like every kind of movement is really like a choreographed way to activate the phrase. It's amazing how much they have to memorize to get it. It's just a much more advanced tech of the stuff they use for other costume characters that blink and move their mouths.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! JJ, how about your honorary mention?
My honorable mention.
Honorable.
So my honorable mention is going to be the director of the Voices of Liberty. So I did a lot of chorus and choirs stuff up through college. Even I took college classes on barbershop harmony, and I love to sing. I love telling stories in between the songs, and I just think that is a position that I'd love to do. Plus, that room is incredible to sing in, and like it's just such a nice chamber. I feel like it would be something that would just be a lot of fun to do for, I wouldn't get sick of it.
Yeah, and nice. I'm sure, JJ, you can hit that high C, no problem.
Maybe he'll do it for us if we ask nicely.
Every time they are able to pull that off is just...
And Michael, how about your honorable mention?
Muppet Puppeteer.
Cool.
They only bring them out for special events. And then for, there was the great moments in history, but mostly the American parts, which was out in front of Hall of Presidents. And some say it should stay permanently, me being one of them, because more Muppets all the time. Give me more Muppets every time.
You're earning that honorary geek title. Speaking our language.
I have a friend there that I've still been in touch with ever since I was working there. We became friends while I was working at Voyage of the Little Mermaid, which is now the Little Mermaid Musical Adventure. He's a puppeteer captain at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and he also is one of the Muppet puppeteers for when they bring them out. So he does the tracks, which is what, you're lip syncing to the audio of the actual voices of the Muppets. And you have to be very, very good at syncing because it has to look like one for one that it is their voice coming out at the same time. And it's such a fun challenge to me, I think, but also it feels like a nightmare. So like I wouldn't want to do it like regularly, but I mean just to be able to like control an official Muppet is such a like dream.
Oh, I know, right? Like just the idea that you're like, oh, I'm Gonzo. Like who wouldn't want to do that?
And like in addition to that, would the follow-up would be for them just to bring back mobile Muppet labs with Beaker and Honeydew at Epcot.
Oh yeah,
that thing was so cool.
Yeah. I am always really impressed when you see the behind the scenes of any Muppet show, and that you kind of forget that there's people under there and like how they're controlling that, like watching themselves, and it's the worst. It's really impressive. Yeah.
There is a video of I believe Frank Oz he's in the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and he's on it, and he's underneath the thing and operating Miss Piggy.
Yeah, that was when they did the Muppets Go to Disney special.
Yes, yeah, and there's footage of it the other way. There's BTS. It's somewhere.
So crazy.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
The reason he was such a frail man.
All right, so then let's start off with our official list. At number 8, we have Main Street Mickey. So this is like the Mickey that everyone is going to see. It doesn't necessarily have to be at Main Street. I'm also thinking at Hollywood Studios. There's the Sorcerer Mickey that you could go and see as well. But it's the fact that it's Mickey inside the park, that every child and parent wants to get that picture.
I would argue it's better to be Disneyland's Main Street Mickey than it is Magic Kingdom's because of the tourist situation. Disneyland is usually filled with locals and annual pass holders who have seen Mickey so much they don't care. And there is a lot more like ability for Mickey to have some more fun and perform a little bit more and be a little more loose. When you see all like those fun video compilations, it's usually Disneyland because they tend to walk around a lot more. In World, there's a reason that you only get like 5 minutes with the guy.
Yeah, it's the meet and greets.
You're in, you're out. It's very much like doing press junkets for a celebrity. You go in, you get your picture, and then you're out. It's like a convention.
Yeah.
But it must also be nice to like be the guy that everyone wants to see, right?
Oh, yeah. It's from all the stories I've heard, every person who's been friends with Mickey is incredibly fulfilled by it.
Well, that's good to know. So I'll take us to number 7, which is being a Jedi instructor at the now defunct or currently defunct Jedi Training Academy. This was a show at Hollywood Studios that had a lot of crowd interaction. There were basically child volunteers. They got to wear robes, and you were the Jedi instructor. You teach these kids how to be Jedi, and then they'd have to eventually they'd learn a set of moves, and then there'd be like Darth Vader or Darth Maul and stormtroopers to fight at the end of the thing. It was a nice big finale, really cool thing, and kids loved this attraction. They loved it so much in Disney World specifically. Like, you have to get like a reservation to do this. Disneyland, just like you said, it's a locals park. You could just show up day of, and if your kid was into doing it, they could, they had a robe for him, hop on stage.
Were you working at Hollywood
Studios?
Studios?
We used to have a little parade, basically, for the kids when they would sign up. And we would proceed, a procession would happen for the younglings before the show would start, which was basically the easiest way to wrangle them and guarantee that they would be there when the show had to be, from what I understand. And also it was just like a little nice extra moment. But my God, the parents were a little bit more feral in trying to sign up their kid. The fun thing was when you get a little bit of a more overzealous child with their lightsaber. Or maybe a child who decides, you know what? No, I'm going to join the dark side. Every now and then there was a kid who bent the knee to Vader.
That's so funny.
And a proud parent.
This is a fun one because you really you have to be a certain level, I think, of Star Wars fan or Star Wars nerd to really you're having just as much fun being the instructor, as the kids are doing it, because you have to be able to commit to the bit and really be able
strong
to live
shins
it
when they swing wildly.
Ooh. I wasn't thinking of that. Maybe we should take this off the list.
Funny note, one of the longer running instructors was actually one of the first Indiana Jones stuntmen when the park opened up.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Just going from one Lucasfilm franchise to the other.
So, Michael, why don't you give us number 6?
Ah, yes. The legendary Adventurers Club.
Oh.
Taken from us way too soon and, should have been there forever. For those who don't know, the Adventurers Club was a live show and also bar. And that was at Pleasure Island, which is no longer a thing, which is now was part of Downtown Disney, which is now Disney Springs. It was an immersive experience where you were taken to a 1939 open house club that was filled with people who were professional adventurers, and it was all of a think actually the Tim Curry Clue movie, and a bit more of that kind of like comedy and aesthetic. The entire facility had like all of the treasures of collectors over the years, and they had different rooms that you would go in from one show in at a time, and every club member would interact with you. But there were also these live puppets that would interact with the audience that were sitting around. There was like a statue of a Greek god that would just talk to the audience. There was a very drunken colonel that would speak to the audience, who had to be woken up by everyone saying that drinks are half off. And there were this duo of talking masks in the mask room. And, it was insanely fun and wildly inappropriate for a grade school kid to be there like myself, but it was so much fun. And they had like a theme song that you would sing, and they had their phrase "Kungaloosh," which was the wonderful catchphrase. And a lot of these performers kept showing up in different roles throughout the years. You would see them in Citizens of Hollywood or the World Showcase Players. You would see them in like different event shows. Some of them ended up as the Frozen sing-along show. And you had your club president, and what they did was they had like 7 shows at the end in the big library room, where if you wanted to, you could come back and just see every different end show and just watch the entire like progression. And then it would always end with the same show. But the interaction and the improv that was all involved in it was just over the top silly. Again, it was like being in the movie Clue with the manic energy and all those types of performances, and I wanted to be in it so bad. The only chance I got that was as close was when I ended up working for this restaurant called the Jekyll and Hyde Club in New York City.
Yeah, I went there as a kid a few times.
I worked at the Times Square location, and I was a voice of the puppets. And I got to roast tourists who were overpaying for very cheap meals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm so jealous that you even got in the Adventurers Club, because...
Yeah, it was a very sad day when we found out that it was no longer going to be a thing.
Yeah. I mean, especially with like the increase in Disney being interested in alcohol revenue and in Disney adults, like... It really should come back.
Needless to say, it is the foundation that was eventually retrofitted into SEA lore. So if you want to know more about that, you're going to have to watch my series.
Oh, look at that. A true pro. Bring it right back.
Sean, why don't you give us number 5?
Number 5 is Being Indiana Jones. I think that as a kid, that was probably a second from Star Wars, my favorite movie franchise. I was Indiana Jones at least once for Halloween when I was a kid. I actually got on a trip when I was a kid. My grandmother bought me the Indiana Jones hat from the gift shop, and then later that fall for Halloween, I was Indiana Jones. So I've seen the stunt show a couple times, and it's always so much fun. I would love to be hanging from the rope there, and running from the boulder and seeing the plane explode. It seems like so much fun.
Did any of you ever get picked to volunteer?
No.
My father did. My father did.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, I've done a couple of the audience participation things, Hoop-Dee-Doo Review. I was on stage for, but as a young child, like I was 4 or 3.
Dude, standing by those explosions is insane.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I think I was over ambitious as a child and volunteered my dad because I wanted to do it, and I think he knew there was an explosion and was like, but you're not doing this.
And they're like real
Also,
explosions.
Isn't it kind
I
of
think-
weird
yeah.
that the story of the show is that they're doing pickup shots for a movie that came out in 1987?
Right, it's supposed to be a behind the scenes thing, right?
Yeah, but the camera is still there, and they're doing wonder.
Okay, so number 4 we have Crush from Turtle Talk with Crush, and I love this job here. You can be as funny as you want. You can go off script. You never know what's going to happen. Really, it's kind of all based off of what the participants, the kids say, and sometimes kids say the darnest things, right?
They do say that.
So I always feel. Yeah, they do. People say that kids say that. Yeah.
This might also be the most challenging improv role in all of the parts because of the unpredictability of the kids.
Yeah, because you got to be so quick and not one to cuss.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, they're always funny. They're they always nail it. And I feel like anytime you see the videos on TikTok, like they're very popular to share off. And just one that I always think of where maybe Crush asked something about like, oh, you guys eat carbs, and then the kid says, "Mom says carbs are the enemy." It gets everyone, the whole audience laughing. Yeah, this is a great one.
Yeah, that mom's got a vlog for sure. Use my offer code below.
JJ, how about number 3?
All right. So number 3, we're staying in the world of hazard pay and stunt performers. But this time we're gender bending ourselves a little bit, and we want to be Tinkerbell. Number 3 is Tinkerbell at the beginning of Happily Ever After. She gets to fly on that zip line across. She makes her hazard pay. It's an honest living, and I think it would be a really great thing to do.
Yeah, it would be a ton of fun.
I think you're just here for the zip line.
Don't worry, we'll sneak that drop in.
Michael, how about number 2?
Yes, the Great Movie Ride Guide. Speaking as one himself, which, by the way, I need to clarify something about the title of that ride. People forget that the name of the ride is supposed to be that the movies you're seeing are great movies. It is a ride about great movies. It's not a great movie ride.
So the ride is not great?
No, it's a great ride, but it is a great movie ride. Anyway, yes, it is. It's one of the first of all, it's one of the first rides to have like an automated track because it was all being led by that little tiny copper wire strip that's embedded into the ground. And then it's also one of the most terrifying things to try and guide, because not only are you having to do your entire speech facing the audience in that little moving movie theater, but you also have to keep out in your periphery these little hidden stop and go signs that if one of them says stop, you have to make sure that you adjust your speed so that you don't end at the wrong spot and then have to hit an e-stop button, which can shut down the entire ride. So yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking. But the cool thing is that you do kind of get to perform at the same time, with the whole Wizard of Oz scene, and then the cowboy, or it became the gangster later on forever. Because, by the way, so for those who have never got the pleasure of being on the Great Movie Ride, at one point you enter into either the Western genre or the gangster film genre. And depending on where you ended up, your vehicle was either hijacked by a bandit outlaw from the Westerns or a bandit outlaw from the gangster films. And then they took over and your guide got kicked out and was seemingly destroyed and killed in an explosion. Which is so, crazy to think about when you realize, oh, this ride killed that person.
Yeah, and you want to know what's messed up? Is my vote to be in this spot was to be the bad guy that did the exploding. I wanted to be Muggsy. Muggsy,
Dude, the amount of like, oh God, the amount of seniority that people had for that role like was insane. So many people wanted to get on that list to get that role. God, it was political. Just don't get me started on that. But you get kicked out, and then you go to your spot, and then you have to run all the way like up this area and then back to the other area, and you have to go and wait in that little cavern area, put on the little cape area, and wait for them to come by. You stand there and stand still. Halt, unbeliever! Disturb the treasure of the gods, and you will all pay with your lives. That's the voiceover saying it. They touch the emerald, they spin around, the skeleton's there, you wipe it away. Ha-ha, it was me! I've been here the whole time. And then you walk down, and then you take over again.
Little movie magic.
Yeah, movie magic. Or something like, oh, well, I just wanted to go out and get some popcorn or something like that. And then, you do the rest of your tour. And it was great.
So now, do you have, obviously you have almost all of it is scripted. Is there a moment, are there any moments where you're able to ad-lib when you return?
No,
it's okay.
Unlike Jungle Cruise, you are not able to ad-lib the Great Movie Ride ever.
Okay. Well, I was under the impression that Jungle Cruise was it's not necessarily like ad-lib, but you have like 3 or 4 options of
Jungle
jokes.
Cruise has multiple punchlines that you can use for the very well, you know what? Why don't we wait to talk about that?
I have a feeling we might get there.
We might.
I don't know, guys. I mean, we only have number 1 left.
There's only one left.
Which happens to be...
Sean, why don't you take us to number 1?
I think the most fun potential job is being a Jungle Cruise skipper. This is something I would always love to do.
Well, good night, everybody.
It's been fun. But yeah, this is like the goofiest, like silliest, purposefully corny thing that you could possibly do, and it just seems like the most fun thing to just ride around all day or however long your shift is, just flipping through scripts and saying different punchlines and saying different things. And
it's also the number 1 applied for attraction in the
sure
park.
I believe it,
deservedly so. Yeah,
who wouldn't want this role?
Yeah, absolutely. The last time I went on the Jungle Cruise, I had like the greatest skipper experience ever. She was fantastic. Shout out Skipper Kira. And you just watch and you go, oh, this is the best. Like, it's so much fun. It's so corny. And there's nothing better than when you could really just can crush something, just cheese it up and have everybody play along with you.
Yeah.
I will say this. I have never had a bad skipper, but I have had plenty of bad people in the boats that just don't do anything.
That's true. But a good audience, or the skipper's ability to make the audience buy in, is tremendous.
Sometimes though, like, I just don't know what it is. And you're just like, I'm looking at these people like, come on.
Are you watching the same show as me?
Like, we're all hearing this, right? I know that also, I know the same jokes.
Why did you wait 90 minutes for this if you weren't going to enjoy it?
What are you doing? I will say this. If you want the best experience, you have to go at night while the fireworks are going off, or at least during that last parade when no one else is there, because then the skippers just do not care and they will go all out.
They just riff.
because they know it's the end of the shift. No one's watching. No one cares.
Boss man went home. Jungle Cruise after dark.
Best experience because it's so dark. It's like they can shine the light on everything, and also it makes the transition into the cave a lot more fun.
I'm going to try that next time.
Yeah, I'm
great
going to
idea.
go on
That
Jungle
sounds
Cruise
very
at night.
cool.
Jungle Cruise after dark.
While they're testing out their new material.
Yeah, sometimes.
So we started talking about how they select that material. So they can't go completely off, off script, like and riff, like whatever they want to do. Or
Yeah, there's a whole book of the entire script, and then suggested material, and then the do's and don'ts of what you can say, what falls in line of humor, and also like. And the thing is, it gets changed virtually every year, because if something does happen to get said that people like, they'll be like, you know what, that's fine. We'll do that. It all depends on what person in creative is hearing or happens to be around. It really is one of those things. And then sometimes if people are saying it enough, or if it's been beaten, it's not there. And like, you'll always get the backside of water. You'll always get these things can grow from 12 inches to a whopping 1 foot. Like, you get like those, like, obvious type of vaudeville style jokes. But there are the ones that they let them like, here's an option that you can use. Here's the suggested jokes. Here's like, but if you do decide, please remember, use caution, discretion. Remember where you work. Those are the unwritten rules,
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, very cool.
By the way, I have this ongoing thing with my friend on TikTok. I still prank him every time successfully. Whenever somebody puts like a video where it's like, oh man, did you see this lightning strike? And then like they stay for a while and then it's just Lightning McQueen that goes by.
Ka-chow.
I go, I can't believe this every time. And he falls for it every single time. I am like 9 for 9 with him.
That's hilarious.
I will never stop.
It's a promise. We'll send this clip to him. Okay, well, I think we had a very thorough list, and I think we nailed it. If you don't think we nailed it, write us ReedyGeeks@gmail.com.
Or keep it to yourself.
Right, I was gonna say, isn't that a Jungle Cruise thing where it's like, if you had a great time, I'm Skipper whoever, and if you didn't, well then I'm Skipper so and so.
I've done that before too, because we asked for a rating at the end of our shows. Like, remember, if you liked your host, my name's Michael, and if you didn't, thanks for coming to Nickelodeon Universe.
Yeah.
I've also said, now get out. Oh, I'm sorry, that was rude. Please get out.
Please get out. So I know we've been talking for a while. Do you guys think we have time for a game?
I think we do.
Bonus material.
Yeah.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Okay, bonus contos. Let's go. Okay, guys. I'm bringing back a game that we've played before with some guests. It's a fairly easy game. Most of us have played it before. It's called Match 5. Basically, there's going to be a list of prompts. When it's your turn to be the prompt master, you select one of these prompts. Then all of us will get to write down 5 things that they think of when you think of that prompt. And for every one that you get with the prompt master, you will receive a point, and the prompt master also receives a point. There's no doubling up on points. Like, for example, if one of the categories was Magic Kingdom and everybody put Castle, the prompt master would only get 1 point, and so would everybody else. It's a pretty straightforward game. It's really, it's a good time. We've played this before with some guests. And we'll just go through one clean round where each of us will have a chance to be the prompts master. Person with the most points at the end of the game wins. So does anybody have any questions?
And when you're the prompt master, that's your chance to like clean up on points because
Yep, exactly.
You have a higher percentage chance of matching.
Just to ease everybody into it, let me go first and be the prompt master. So I'm looking at our list of possible selections. I am going to pick Frontierland. Name 5 things you think of when you think of Frontierland. Okay, guys, 5 things when you think of Frontierland. First one, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
That's a point.
Next one, Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Oof. I did Splash.
Oh, okay. We're not going to count that.
Problematic.
Yeah. Extremely.
Michael, did you have Tiana's?
No.
Next one, Country Bear Jamboree.
No.
All right. And my next one, Pecos Bill Tall Tale Cafe.
No.
Okay.
Pecos Bill. Pecos Bill.
And then my last one, it used to be the Rivers of America, but now it is Lightning McQueen. Lightning McQueen is my last one.
Lightning McQueen.
Yeah.
You mean like
The construction site. Absolutely. I'm
Piston
thinking of
Pete?
Lightning McQueen. Okay,
Future
fine.
site.
That's three for me.
I put down as well the shooting gallery.
I put the shooting gallery.
I thought of that. I was so
had
close
the
to putting
shooting
shooting
arcade,
gallery.
And turkey legs, because that's where I get
I
them
did
the
too.
most is Frontierland. Yeah.
Sean, did you have one or two?
I only get Pecos Bill.
Okay. And then Michael got 3, I got 3, and Andrew, you got 2?
I got one.
1. Okay, so I got the scores updated. Now, let's go to our guest. He can go second. Michael, you want to select your prompt?
I'm going to go against my instincts, and I'm going to take Dino Land USA. First one, I specifically called it Countdown to Extinction because that's what I still think of it and call it. But I will accept Dinosaur.
I put Dinosaur the Ride.
Dinosaur, yes.
Dinosaur the Ride.
Dinosaur the Ride.
2, because I was there the year it opened, McDonald's.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
I put
The
Restaurantosaurus.
Dinosaur Institute was brought to you by a generous grant from the McDonald's Corporation.
Yes.
And they
The red-
did serve McDonald's at the barbecue area.
The red, yellow, and white in the dinosaur ride is representative of the condiments at McDonald's.
3, Primeval Whirl. And then 4 and 5 were Dr. Grant Seeker and Dr. Marsh.
Oh, I got Dr. Seeker.
I got
I
4.
got Dr. Seeker too.
Dr.
Hello
Seeker,
there.
yeah.
By the way, I heard this and I thought, what a great idea would have been. Why are you not like having a closing event for Dino Land and calling it Countdown to Extinction?
We were just kind of
Yes.
talking about
Right?
this. Like,
Like-
they're not celebrating it as much
They're
as
not
they should
celebrating anything going away. They're just being like, bye-bye.
be. Yeah.
Think of the merch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's no merch there at all.
Merchandising. Where the
Like,
real
we-
money
we-
is made.
Okay, so after 2 rounds, after the halfway point, we've got Michael in first with 6, JJ in second with 5, Sean in third with 4th, and Andrew heading up the rear at 3. So it is still anybody's game.
Okay.
All right, Sean, you want to go next?
Sure. I will. I'll go. I will go against my instinct as well, and I will go with the contemporary.
Probably actually the most times I've been to California or the contemporary was when I was younger, staying at Fort Wilderness. We would always sneak over there to go use their pool. Fort Wilderness's pool is terrible.
Only stayed there once, but I've definitely eaten there a bunch.
I stayed there once as a kid. I barely remember it, but I've definitely eaten there.
I've definitely snuck into their pool.
All right, get him. We found him.
We were just waiting for video evidence.
You
of
heard
that. Bob, book him.
That's all he was waiting for his return. It's like, this thing has been bothering me for years. One day, I'll find that son of a bitch.
Are we ready?
Yes.
All good.
My first selection is monorail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mono meaning one, rail meaning rail.
Next up, A-frame.
Oh.
Okay.
That is a good one though.
And I thought I was a nerd. Jesus.
Little architecture over here.
Nice, though.
The wave.
Yep, I got the wave.
Ooh,
Wow.
damn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bay Lake.
that's a good one
What
too.
the hell is this?
And then for some other hosts on the podcast here, probably one that everyone's at least two people over here I think are going to get, the California Grill.
There we
Yeah,
go. There we go. You got snaked because that's an inside joke. I bring up the California Grill constantly.
Can I at least tell you mine?
I had a. Oh yeah, what was yours, Michael?
I had Chef Mickey's top.
I had Chef Mickey.
Thank you. Fireworks viewing. Perfect place.
Yes.
Convention center, because it's huge.
Richard Nixon.
Yes, and that was number 5. Was Nixon.
Yes, I had Nixon too. Yeah,
I had
we all had
five-legged.
Nixon except for Sean.
I had 5-legged goat mural too.
Oh, wow.
5-legged goat.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
For those who
That's funny
don't
that you
know,
guys had.
the convention center is where Nixon delivered his I am not a crook speech and where he resigned.
Oh, we did part of an episode on that and a little bit of the story of like how they like basically the Associated Press tricked him to go in there because Nixon's like the first Disney adult ever.
Oh, yeah. It's so weird. Come on, checkers. We're going on Peter Pan. You want to know another weird thing, historic thing that happened in a, I don't know if you guys either talked about this or knew about it, but the Polynesian resort is where the Beatles ended, technically.
Yeah.
Same
I was gonna say,
episode.
same episode.
Same
We did
episode?
the
Each
same,
of us told a story.
I love you guys for that. Still to this day, it blows my mind. I'm like, oh my God, so many terrible things have happened here.
John and Yoko were right.
The most magical place on earth and the ending of legacies.
So this was an episode where we each took an obscure history event that happened at Walt Disney World.
We got to do another one.
Yes,
yeah,
please.
And not like Disney history, but history at large.
Yeah, history that has happened
Walt
at
Disney World.
Disney. Yeah.
Wait, Andrew, what was
Yeah.
yours? It had to do with Reagan?
Yeah, mine was Ronald Reagan's inaugural parade was around World Showcase.
Okay, wait. What were the points on this round?
Okay, so I got 3 there.
You got 3. All right. I got 2.
I got 2.
I got a rock.
Well, what's that from?
Charlie Brown, Halloween.
Which is
I'm
messed
sorry,
up because why
Great
did a
Pumpkin,
town
Charlie Brown.
conspire to give one child a rock repeatedly
Just a rock.
at trick-or-treating? That's why I think it's the prequel to Christmas, because he was happy during Halloween, but then when Christmas comes around, he's sad
Just
as
miserable.
hell. And it was probably because Halloween sucked.
Oh wow.
Michael, how many did you get? 2?
Just one.
Just 1?
Keep reminding me. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, going into the last round, there's a 3-way tie for first place. Michael, Sean, and JJ all have 7, and Andrew has 5. So this is his chance to make it up.
All right, here we go.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna choose MGM Studios. Okay, so the first one I have is Catastrophe Canyon.
Does Backlot Tour
Darn.
count?
I say count it. Yeah,
Okay,
let's
yeah.
count it.
Okay.
All right. So number 2, the Monster Sound Show.
No.
That's
I
a
have
nice, that's a
oh,
nice
Darn.
Nugget.
That means you're
Oh.
probably not going to pick the one. It was between that or another one that I was remembering. You probably won't say the other one.
I think I know which one you're talking about, Sean.
The Writer's Stop.
wow. You're
That
going
was that-
so
That
Oh,
bookstore
so
that
cool.
became Baseline
baseline
Tap
tap house, pre-baseline
Yeah.
tap house.
Yeah.
Cookies were so good, and it had the best air conditioning.
And now it has none because it's just an open thing that's themed to this is a brewery.
Yeah, it was the place I waited for my table at Sci-Fi Dine-In.
I think the next 2 are going to be popular ones, though. Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
Don't have Tower.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so we got. This is good, actually. I want to divide and conquer. I want you guys. I want like only one of you to get each one. So,
I came in here liking
and
you,
I'm going with-
Andrew. What happened?
He has that effect on people.
We had like similar
great-
clothing, choices. What was going on?
The Great Movie Ride.
Yes.
Okay. And that was 5.
So the people that were all tied stayed tied.
No, Honey,
That's
I
good.
Shrunk the Kids Playground.
Oh,
I had that too.
You're right. I should have had
Oh,
that.
see, I thought, Sean, you were, because he mentioned Monster Sound, I thought you were going to talk Superstar Television.
I had the Disney animation tour.
Yes,
but was
so
the
did I. I had Back to Neverland with Robin Williams and Walter
was the
Cronkite.
Superstar Television, was that the one where you could like pretend to be on like Dave Letterman?
Yes, because my dad was chosen to be Al Borland on an episode of Home Improvement.
That's awesome. Yeah, my sister, somewhere we have a home video. My sister was on. She was destroying watermelons on the Letterman show. Okay, so the top 3 that were tied are still tied. That's good.
What's the sudden death
Andrew,
round?
I think we established this before that Andrew will be the prompt master for another round
Yeah.
and to break the tie.
And I can't win.
And you can't win.
Okay.
Right. So it's just whoever can match me. I want to do World Showcase. Okay. So, number 1, the Belgium-style bathrooms.
Son of
No, don't be upset. None of us. No, he's going a little.
I tried
he's
to
going a
go
little
obscure, too.
Yeah.
You guys cut deep. I respect.
That was not. That was.
No, you know what?
All right,
Game
number-
recognizes
number-
game.
Number 2, the friendship boats.
Oh
This
my
is the
gosh!
boat- the boats that
I
go between.
Literally,
you know-
almost wrote that.
I don't have that either. We're gonna need another tie-breaking round
Yeah, just goose eggs all around.
because he's gonna throw 3 real obvious ones at us right now, back to back to back.
International Gateway.
Nope.
No.
No. Okay. Wow. I thought that one was the one. The Germany train sets.
I wonder what we're all gonna get
Goose
we're all gonna get the 5th one.
The 5th one is the American Adventure. Yeah. Oh, he's got it.
Wow.
Michael wins.
Very
Wow.
fitting. Very fitting.
I'm glad you made it hard.
Spread
Yeah.
your golden wings.
This is great though. So Michael wins match 5, which actually continues
This
a
is a
tradition
trend.
here. Where
This is a trend.
This is a trend where our guests always beat us at our own games.
Yes.
I didn't even plan this.
But Michael, before we go, can you tell everyone where they could find you?
Yes, you can find me everywhere online at the Backstage Kingdom.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, well, thanks
Yeah, I
for
made
coming
it
on.
Perfect.
Yeah. We loved having you on, and it would be great to do this again sometime.
Happy to be here. This was so much fun.
Yes, thank you so much. This was amazing.
Sean, do you want to take us out?
Thanks for listening to another episode of the ReedyGeeks podcast. Like, rate, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Any questions, comments, concerns, future titles, or topic ideas, email us at reedygeeks@gmail.com and check us out on all our socials at ReedyGeeks. We'll see you next time.
Hey, ReedyGeeks, you're okay in my book. Always remember, I'm your fan. Your one fan.
This week's Honest Send-Off comes courtesy of John from Florida.
If you have an honest send-off that you want played at the end of one of our episodes, please submit an audio clip to us via our email address, reedygeeks@gmail.com. ReedyGeeks, a Walt Disney World podcast, is hosted and executive produced by Andrew Shopey, Sean Murphy, and JJ Hefner. Music and audio engineering by JJ Hefner.
Bon voyage!